Football's about passion. It's a way of life. It gets you up on the morning. It's magnificent. It's fantastic. What a sport. What a sport. It's a way of life. It's a way of life.
FIFA 07 on the Nintendo GameCube. I haven't played this game before. I don't think I've covered any FIFA games on the GameCube for this channel. So let's take a look at this Chelsea side. Basically what I'm going to do here is a League Cup. We'll play a bit of that. Maybe look at or check out a few different teams, a few different clubs in this game. As you can see, I've got world-class difficulty. I've changed the time to 4-minute halves or 4-minute matches. No, it's 4-minute halves, isn't it? So the matches don't go on too long. And I'm assuming this is going to be very similar to the PS2 games, the PS2 FIFA games that I've been covering recently on the channel. But again, I don't think I've covered any FIFA on GameCube for the channel. I stand my ground. That screen there, I don't remember from the PS2 versions. This looks very similar. Oh, Blackpool's kit is fake. Chelsea's, of course, is licensed. So yeah, I quite like the PS2 FIFAs around this era. And the commentary sounds very similar, if not identical. But I'm going to have to put up with the GameCube layout when it comes to the controls here. I'm not the GameCube's, or rather, I'm not the GameCube's controller's biggest fan. The games on the GameCube are actually very good. It's a console that I've developed a newfound love for over the last year or two, because there's a weird like echoey sound on the audio. I don't know if that's my capture card, but yeah, basically when I was a kid or a younger man, I didn't own the GameCube. My brother Matt, big shout out to Matt, he owned the GameCube. And it's just got so many good games on there. But recently, every time I've covered any games for the GameCube on this channel, I've enjoyed them. It must be said. Oh, I can't change the button layout, guys. This is weird for me. Pass is what cross would be in PES. I didn't mean to do that. Shoot, I'm assuming it's going to be triangle. I'm using a PS5 controller to play this. And oh, they got Wes Hoolahan, Blackpool. Yeah, this is going to be lols. Lots of lols, so be prepared because of the controls. Does lols and controls rhyme? Maybe. Lampard. Ooh. Right, so through ball is square, which is so weird. The GameCube with its funky layout. I mean, some people really like the GameCube controller. Dave and I, big shout out to Dave. We've talked about it on the channel so many times. Neither of us are that keen on the GameCube or the N64 pads. The SNES pad is one of my favourite pads of all time. I don't know why Nintendo just didn't evolve that and kept things a bit simpler. But anyway, this game, hey! So that's what shoot is going to be if I'm closer to the goal as my phone vibrates. Apologies for that, guys, if you heard it. He's in! He scores! Triangle is shoot. Which is just weird as my phone vibrates again. Shevchenko is swimming. But, yeah, sorry, guys. I was reading my WhatsApp message, and it's from Dave, the lovely Dave. Very unprofessional of me. Basically, guys, Dave is going to be making some content for the channel when he gets time. Because I've got a lot on at the moment. Without going into too much detail, I had a bit of bad news a few weeks... Well, very, very bad news a few weeks ago. And, yeah, I've just got to organise a lot of stuff in the background. And my head's not really in the game. No pun. I mean that. No pun. I like making these videos because it takes my mind off things, but life's a bit sucky at the moment for me. Anyway, it's enough about me and my personal affairs. Shevchenko! Keeper saves. But yeah, Dave, we gotta love Dave. He's a good guy. He wants to help me with the channel and stuff because he knows I'm going through the ringer at the moment. So I'm more than happy for Dave to make videos. What was that? What was that? I know Dave wants to cover some like 8-bit home computer videos and that kind of thing, which is going to be awesome because I don't cover a lot of 8-bit home computers simply because I find emulating it a bit of a chore. Lampard, here he is, Lampard. Oh, I've got to say, guys, now I've been waffling away. I haven't really touched on this game. I've just been talking about the GameCube and my personal problems. Hold that thought. Hey! The game is fantastic. I'm not too sure on the CPU. It might be because it's Blackpool and they're crap. But the actual general gameplay is very good. There's a nice weight to everything. There's a nice speed. I've just found what the slide button is. Uh-oh. The button layout is throwing me completely. It really is. It's like, even if it was default FIFA buttons, I'd be alright. Circle to shoot, square to cross, even though it's criminal to use that layout, in my opinion. I could do it. But this is just bizarre. Really, really enjoyable. I would argue that this is probably more enjoyable than FIFA 07 on the Xbox 360, which I really liked. I thought it was I didn't mean to... I thought it was a step in the right direction for EA. But of course, around this time on the GameCube, or rather on the PS2, because I don't think the GameCube got PES 6, did it?
Wasn't a good corner, too close to the keeper.
Yeah, PES 6 would have been rivaling this game, wouldn't it, on PS2? And that's a superior game, in my opinion. But this is very good. If you could have PES 6, but with the shooting mechanic of this game, then you'd get one of the best football games of all time, in my opinion. This is very, very good. And it's another banger on the GameCube. Because I looked at a football game for the GameCube a few months back, winning 11-something. I think it was supposed to be... Oh, hold that thought! Blackpool miss! It might have been what would have been PES 3, but on the GameCube. Either PES 3... Yeah, PES 3. Anyway, I did a comparisons video where we compare PS2 version, GameCube version. GameCube version's better. It's a good console for football games, which is quite unusual to say, I guess, because it's a Nintendo console. Blackpool do score. I called them Blackpool, and I didn't mean to. Is that Danny Graham? Looks nothing like him, but the player models, or rather the player likenesses in this, are very poor. On some of the players. Petr check. Did we see his face earlier? I want to see his face. Look at the manager dugouts. They're not... they're not near each other. It was weird. Hope it shows that again. Hey! That's my issue with things having to... Look at Drogba's player likeness. That looks nothing like Drogba. It's just a dude with dreads. It looks nothing like Drogba. Yeah, I got to think about symmetry. I have to have things lined up in a correct manner. Like, it's not an intense feeling that I get, but I do prefer it. But if you see the dugouts, they're not symmetrical. It's really annoying me. Some of you might say, Mike, do you suffer with OCD? Maybe I do. Maybe I do. I'm a very neat and tidy person, and I like things to be in order. So yeah, I do think I suffer with it a little bit. It's a serious illness, guys. This video is quite something retro. Look at the dugouts. One of the dugouts is behind the other one. But yeah, I don't like, or rather, I'm not making light of OCD at all. It's a very serious illness. Mental illness. Oh, this episode's had it all, hasn't it? OCD, Mike's problems, something else, the GameCube controller, the GameCube's Tomy controller, Fisher-Price controller, as Dave calls it. That's why you come to the channel, didn't you? For the chit-chat, for the silliness. for the craziness. I've had too much cherry Pepsi Max today, as you could probably tell. Drogba's in! Ah! I hear you ask, no cherry Coke, Zero Mike. Cherry Pepsi Max, you've crossed over to the dark side. Yeah. Basically, I was in co-op, and they didn't have Coke Zero. Ooh, what was that? Bit of lag, bit of stutter.
What a fine pass.
It's Drogba. Shevchenko! I pressed the wrong button, I passed. This game is brilliant. It really is enjoyable. Like, if I had a GameCube, but not a PS2, as some people would have done, if that makes sense, back in the day, I would have bought this, and I would have enjoyed this. It's Ferreira. This Chelsea side, way too many good players. It wasn't fair. Was it the Chelsea side that Luis Felipe Scolari started to manage around now? Shevchenko.
Now here's a chance.
Now, I did say this in the PS2 video I made of, it might have been FIFA 10? I don't know. Shevchenko. I've passed. I didn't mean to. But the commentary is obviously scaled back a lot. We're not getting a lot of commentary lines here due to the limitations of the GameCube. Because, ooh, I really like shooting in this. You can really get hold of the ball. Look at Lamb. Oh my days. Yeah, around now, many of us would have been lucky enough to own an Xbox 360. And then a little bit later on, we got the PS3. But a lot of people would have still been playing their Nintendo GameCubes, of course. Let's sort these controls out. There's no point, is there? Otherwise, I just spend the video just learning different control schemes. Let's just stick with it. Let's stick with new analog dribble. What is the trick stick? It's going to be the right stick, isn't it? It's a silly question. I'll try doing some tricks at some point, or to see if we can do them in this FIFA. Because I never try that in the PS2 ones. I always forget to. I'm not a big fan of the trick stick. Robin's in. Robin. He's got to score. Hey. Robin's got to score there. Here's Graham, the Blackpool scorer. Is Forbes. This is an enjoyable game, but I prefer the way the CPU AI plays in PES 6. I'm using PES 6 as its rival, if you like. Here's Robin. Drogba. Oh my. Hey? Got to be scoring that, did he?
Just throws it out. He's tidied things up, made the clearance.
I think graphically it's okay. It's got that fadey, sort of washed out colour palette, which I'm not a fan of in my footy games. I like it to be vibrant and bright, but then not too vibrant and oversaturated. I'm a fussy get. As is the case with the new FIFA games, I always find like EAFC 24 and 24, 25, whatever. They're too bright. I don't like it that way either. It's got to be a balance for me. I think FIFA 18, that era, got it spot on. Just nice, colourful pictures, but not like in your face and like giving you a headache. Because the new FIFA games burn my retinas. Anyway, I'm going to rage quit this. I'm just, yeah, I'm not feeling this Blackpool match. I want to see a real stadium. So these screens you can see in the background, they are in the PS2 versions as well. So all of these screens are exactly the same here. But I don't know if it's placebo. I must say this on so many videos. The gameplay in this feels a little bit slower in the GameCube version than it does in its PS2 counterpart. Even though I haven't played 07 on the PS2. But like I said earlier, I featured 09. It might have been 010. 010? What's 010? There's our friend on the drum. He's on the PS2 version. Anyway, what should we look at? Maybe I want real stadiums, see guys. I reckon if we go Copa del Rey, maybe choose Barca, because obviously Barca's Camp Nou will be in the game, or it should be in the game. And let's have a look. I like all these stills in the background, these screens. I think they're cool going around the world, looking at all the different types of cultures playing the footy, playing the soccer ball. And the fans, and the crowd, the guy with his drum. I love all that. It's just a nice little touch. It's cool. I've turned music off for obvious reasons, but there is a licensed soundtrack in this, as we would have had in the next gen, as it would have been known as at the time. It's the same soundtrack, actually, I think. But FIFA 07 on Xbox 360... Nah, this isn't real Stadium, is it? But yeah, this game on 360 I enjoyed, because I remember PES 6 being just a bit lol on 360. I didn't like it. It's nothing like the PS2 game, or it's very, very different. And FIFA 07 was a nice change, and it got me intrigued with FIFA again. I was like, hold on a sec. There was more depth in it than the PES 6 game we got on 360. That game didn't even feel like a full game to me. It felt like a showcase game for the 360, or like one of those sort of demo games you get in the Xbox 360 pods. Who remembers them with a Samsung TV? Because like I think Xbox 360 or Microsoft had like some partnership with Samsung at the time. Would always use the same TVs on their display pods. And PES 6 just felt like one of those games to pick up and play for like a quick half or two, and then put down and forget about it. I just didn't like that game. Oh, here we go. Handball! Did we get handballs in this generation of FIFA? I don't know. Who's Shavanton? I don't remember him. Oh, I liked Freddie Canute. He was a very good striker. Really liked him. But yeah, I don't remember that Shavanton chap. There we go. Ronaldinho. Eto. Oh, what's that? I pressed the wrong button. I think I did. Anyway, it's a quick look at FIFA 07 on the GameCube. Very, very good. Extremely similar to the PS2 era of FIFA games we were getting around this time. Very PES-like. Very, very PES-like. Oh, it's a penal. Hang on there, guys. Don't go anywhere. Let's see if I can score the penal. Javi Navarro is having a word with the ref. He's like, nah. Look at how well everything's animated. It looks really good, doesn't it? For a GameCube game. Let's just go straight down the middle. If you're unsure, that's what you do. Ronaldinho does his samba dance. Eto joins in. Everyone's happy. Everyone's loving life here in FIFA on GameCube land. Let me know if you've played this version of the game, guys. Look out for more content coming to the channel. I'll speak to you all soon.
Maresca. Adriano. This is Ronaldinho. He's the kind of defender who just loves a tackle, isn't he? Decent header. Here's Eto. Kicked away. Jesus Navas.